What's up, everybody? This is the absolute last edition of Lyle's Movie Files for the decade. Or if you're like me and count 10 as the end of a decade, we'll see you next year. But this is the last episode of 2019, and the whole crew is here. We are going to talk about the most controversial blockbuster of the year. You know what I'm talking about. Star Wars, The Rise of Skywalker, aka we've got no clue what we're doing. Everybody's seen it now, and most of us sat through the entire thing and watched it while we were waiting. No names. But got the whole crew here. Let's get going. Jace, little brother, how you doing?
Good. Ready to wrap this decade up for the podcast. Hopefully everybody makes it home safe and sound. Doesn't do anything too stupid tomorrow night.
J King, how are you?
I'm doing wonderful. Everybody, thank you. It's been a wonderful 2019, and to my guys, man, it's been a wonderful 2019. I'm hoping for all of us, but for as long as y'all have been in my life, it's been a wonderful 2019, man. The times that we've spent, the laughs we've shared, and the joy we've given to our many millions of dozens of listeners. It's been a wonderful ride, man, and hopefully we can keep this thing going and gain more momentum in 2020 and keep it moving, man, keep it going. Yeah, Mazel tov.
I think I'm about to introduce. I'm going to go the Fox NFL method and introduce a blonde into our panel, which should see a huge spike in our ratings.
Okay.
Stay tuned.
Hey, we need a Fergie, right?
And she's going to know absolutely nothing about anything, but we're going to have her.
We need a Fergie. That's all it is.
She's going to be like,
well, make sure she's from Australia and speaks in a ghetto language and not her own language. That's word for T.I.
Looks like
well, I mean, she'd be the absolute best rapper of all time, right?
I was going to say, so we get what's her face. Yeah, good job. Good call.
She ain't doing nothing.
Really?
Yeah, Johnny Call. What's up, Gunner? Hey, Chief, what's up, man?
Hey, what's going on? Happy New Year to you guys, to the listeners. Let's keep this thing rolling in 2020.
2020. I now have perfect vision on Star Wars: The Rise of Skywalker. This movie makes no freaking sense. This movie is amazing in its ability to retroactively destroy anything worthwhile out of The Force Awakens and makes a mockery of the terrible sandwich that was The Last Jedi. So, fellas, let's dive all the way into this movie. Let's talk about the 73 seconds of screen time that Rose has and every other problem, like how the Emperor, the bootleg Emperor, has control of Sith lightning, where he can amazingly not hit his own Star Destroyers with his souped up Sith lightning powers that knocks out every ship that's not one of his 2 million Star Destroyers, but then cannot make another lightning bolt to go around Rey, who's blocking one lightsaber.
Can we start one problem at a time? We can't just throw everything out there in the world. I mean,
I was just throwing some issues. Okay. All right. Can't do that. All right, let's talk about Rose's 73 seconds of screen time. The screenwriter Chris Terrio, or co-screenwriter Chris Terrio, said, well, we plan to have Rose in a very vital role in the film, but we had her interacting with Leia, and because Leia, the footage we had for her didn't quite meet our standards, we had to shelve most of her role. Does this pass the test for you guys as a believable excuse as to why Rose got shafted?
No.
Okay. Well, I'll go with the defense.
No, there's no defense.
Okay.
There's no defense.
This shit.
Overruled.
All right.
Go ahead, Gunner.
Gunner, please go first.
There's no damn defense. First of all, you got the only, I can't even think. I would love to try to remember any kind of, Asian, Asian character in the entire Star Wars universe as it is, right? Besides,
my fault. There was one. There was Baz from Rogue One.
Rogue One was the shit.
Yeah.
But I'm talking about within the confines of this, the Skywalker trilogy, right?
This bastard trilogy.
Skywalker saga. Excuse me. And so I'm like, whatever. So. Okay, fine.
Redheaded
first Asian
stepchild.
character that can
Maybe.
freaking see, right? The first Asian character that can see. There you go. How about that?
Mm-hmm.
So, anyways, she and woman too.
Mm-hmm.
Like you would think she checks all the boxes. You know what I mean? Some of us are in government contracting. We get it. Check all the damn boxes. You get the contract, right? Check all the damn boxes. Thank you. You check all the boxes. She should have a more powerful role, especially in 2019, where you see, let's just take for example, Watchmen. You know what I mean? You see what they do with every other female, Supergirl, for God's sake. I mean, for better for worse, at least women can have their say and do whatever they want to do as their lead characters. It's wonderful. Let's just start with the ending of The Last Jedi, where she just randomly loves this dude that she chased through the casino, had to go through the casino with, found out he lied like a mug, all this stuff, and now suddenly she loves him. Bad enough that they do that whole, throughout this entire series, or this entire trilogy, they do that whole, we love, the non-chemistry love story, you know what I mean, out of the blue, I love you, let me kiss you, we'll get to that later, that kind of thing.
And she didn't even ask Ben for permission to kiss him.
No, all of that, yeah, we were not going to go there. I'm good with that. But fetish talking black men, whatever. But yeah, we can go there later. But she, then they just cut out not even that part of the storyline where I'm like, whoa, maybe this will get better. Nope. They acted like, and I've said this millions of times already since watching the movie, the other day. They already they acted like this woman, like these two had like a cool relationship and everything, and then all of a sudden they just don't. It's like I've seen these coworker relationships before, where it's like, yeah, we don't even acknowledge that we smashed. That's what it feels like. They're like, yeah, oh, he ain't even on the ship. Sorry, still on the other joint. Like, I'm like,
I still think we should go.
Dude. I think we should roll though, because even though I saved him last time from committing suicide because I love him, here we are. Like, there's just no continuity, man. It's like ridiculous. So yeah, that is just one pretty large element that didn't, that wasn't cohesive, and something that could have been developed and could have been done well. Like, she could have at least joined a team in the damn desert. Nah, she gotta stay. Where the hell was she anyway? She was just
hanging with Leia, helping her look at screens. Oh, look, it's still green and it has bars.
Right.
Can anyone update? Can we do the update?
The only way to prove that this writer, the writer, the direct, whoever said that, said, that it didn't make the, it didn't make the cut or whatever. I need to see the director's cut to believe that. And if it's not in the director's cut, then I don't believe it.
No, he was saying their footage of Princess Leia didn't look good enough to run in the movie.
Yeah, okay, because it's not like they didn't, not once but twice, show computer generalized Leia within the Star Wars universe.
The problem was they didn't know that Carrie Fisher died, apparently.
Apparently, I guess they didn't know that because they really didn't have enough lead time to
come up with a script for Rose for this movie.
Not even that. I mean, yes, obviously, come up with something, with a script of some sort, or, make sure that they're digitally enhanced like they do everything else. Because, okay, so they're really riding on woolly mammoths? Really? Okay, cool. You can't digitally enhance someone's face like you did before in, like, all of Rogue One and pretty much, that little scene where they're training. Where the Skywalkers were training. Come on, man. So yeah, that's BS. Rose should have. I mean, they did Rose dirt, man. I mean, they just did her dirt.
There's no other way to say it. They did Rose dirt. Let's talk about how Palpatine comes back from the dead, because they don't apparently care about explaining that in the movie. It's just like, hey, I fell down a big shaft. I got better. I decided to wait 30 years before I made my big comeback. And in the interim, I decided to spend 5 times as long building a whole new empire. I was synced up with everybody with the First Order, so everybody's outfits pretty much look the same. But I decided to add a little jazzy red just to make the uniforms pop a little bit more.
A little crimson.
You don't like the fact the First Order came, how the First Order came. let's talk about the fact we all don't, and I'll go piggyback on Javon. None of us know how the First Order started unless you played a video game. Like, that's a problem.
The other thing, I don't, the Force lightning thing. Okay, he can focus his shit because he's a man. Cool, I can dig that. The whole, building up his empire. Yeah, okay, it takes a long time to do that, like Jason said. Now I was going to touch on that too. Like, actually, it took the Sith like 1,000 years to actually get to where Palpatine was, and he still had to like kill and maim even undercover to get there. So I get it. Like, some of that wasn't, some of the broad strokes were like awesome, but the skinny strokes that they keep throwing in there, like, who are all these people in this cave thing? Were those spirits? Were those real people? Were they just sympathizers? Like, they were actual, like, I don't understand. And if they were, like, I don't understand. Were they like all the past Sith? Like, it didn't make sense why they were like druids in those caves.
Needless detail.
I mean,
thank you. That's my point. You see what I'm saying? Like, there were little things in there that they threw in there that were you're like, why are you doing this? Real talk. There was more character development in one damn movie than there was in three.
In one movie, in three of these things.
Where the hell did Finn come from? We still don't know.
We don't know.
Poe has like 5 different character traits.
Poe is Han Solo Redux.
Chief, what do you got to say about this? Or
all right. Well, in response to your first thing, the Rose thing, she got Jar Jar Binks. Now, you remember the first Jar Jar Binks? Misa! Everybody was complaining about the Misa, and then the Bama was relegated to, like, the next movie. He had, like, 8 lines. So, they Jar Jar Binks her. That's the first thing I thought of when I was like, yeah, okay. I said that she's on that Jar Jar.
But here's the thing. It's like, Jar Jar Binks, for as much as everyone hated him in that movie, George Lucas is like, no, he's pivotal, so I'm going to make sure you have to see him in the next 3 movies. Like,
but he didn't do anything.
An asshole
but exactly, this is the exact opposite. Like, on this one, is like, hey, we know some people didn't like him, so we're going to make it a role that may be important, but we could leave it on the cutting room floor just in case we get punked out too much by the, white supremacists and bullies. Oh yeah, they really won on this. That's the more. It's like, I think one of you guys were saying, like, she couldn't have been on the damn desert planet. Like, we have no idea what happened with their stupid relationship that we didn't care about. So at least just have one line writing it away. Like, what happened to you and Rose? Man, it didn't work out. Done. Moving on.
Right.
It's like, it sounds shitty, but hey, at least like have this, like, I don't like points in limbo of stuff I didn't want to care about in the first place because it gives me something to gripe about. It's like, just say that wasn't important. But okay, it wasn't important. Hey, we had a whole movie. Hey, Ray, can I tell you what I want to tell you? I want to tell you something when Poe's not here. The whole movie. Did you want to tell us that? Oh, did we forget to mention that? Oh, oops, my bad. It's like, that's where they drop the ball and stuff like this. It's like, we're just going to throw action out here and hope you don't pay attention to anything else that happened.
It's a very exciting utter mess is what the headline I read. I agree. It's very exciting, fun to watch, enjoyable, utter mess. It's just like, I mean, the Star Wars stuff in it, that's great. This is cool. It's still one step above X-Men 1. But what does that say?
All right. So then the second thing with the Emperor here. So he had, hundreds, thousands of ships there? Right?
Something like that.
So Kylo Ren needed a map. Basically, he had to go through all these things to find a map to get to the Emperor, right? But the Emperor had, and Kylo Ren was second in command there, and this dude had a bunch of people who obviously had to bring supplies and shit to the planet in order to build all these. You know what I mean? They had to feed the man. You had to build the ships. And how did all these dudes had the because my understanding was only like 3 of them. So, and she had to go and surf a tidal wave, several tidal waves to get to the joint, and then with thousands of people who knew where the Emperor was but not his second in command. So all this time, these people, these regular old people in ships and shit, been sitting in there building the ships, doing all these things. Red knew nothing about these things, and he had to find the Emperor? I was like, come on. That doesn't even make sense. So,
I can explain that away, but the fact that the movie didn't is a flaw. I agree.
Exactly.
But I can totally explain that one away. Palpatine learned from the first time. All these people got the plans for the Death Star. The plans for the Death Star was like on social media basically at that point. Like, you know what I mean? So, you know, and they got blown up twice.
He did learn.
Twice. Not once, but twice.
He did learn. He made sure that the vulnerable part was protected this time, so they couldn't shoot it.
It was a plane.
Oh, man.
He got it from the outside.
Ain't nobody. Yeah.
Instead of putting my vulnerable spot on the inside in the middle, I'm going to put it on the outside on the bottom, where I have no guns that can protect it. Problem solved.
But everyone will be so afraid of a planet-killing Star Destroyer that magically that we're going to announce it to the world before they're all dispersed over the galaxy. Like, maybe just have them in hiding all in different places. I don't know.
Well, apparently they could only build them in one location.
Yeah, you can build them all in one location. But before, I mean, this is like, as we always talk about, James Bond, bad guy, kind of announcing his plan before when there's a chance to stop him.
Attention world! I am coming with my planet-killing ships. Be ready. We are going to wipe you all out.
Especially Kim Jong-un himself.
Death is coming. Oh, word. Thanks.
Oh, no.
Gosh. Oh, man.
That's crazy. I was like, wait, so you just blew up one planet with this thing.
Yep.
And now everybody knows you have it instead of just blowing up every free world.
Hey, but Gunner, my favorite part was let's destroy a world they care about. The one world that they went to 10 minutes ago.
You mean create the world that's basically abandoned already?
No, Kojima. Hey, I remember they had these deep ties to Kojima when they had that base there. Let's destroy it and make an example out of them.
Right.
We've already destroyed the home of the New Republic, but because we didn't introduce you, because George Lucas was smart enough to introduce you to multiple planets you have some care about. By this new trilogy being a giant space run battle, you didn't care about anything or anyone. And
here's another plan. They destroyed my original empire on this planet with killer teddy bears. Let's wipe that place out first.
I'd have been petty, but no, I have to leave that planet there. So there's a record of the second how to find me in the Death Star planes, which I 100% put there myself.
Right.
Yeah,
that is his GPS, his map of directions. And he's like, yo, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to tell this guy who's going to kill my son and daughter that I apparently created while I was hanging out at the bars of Coruscant. And instead of having him bring that back with me, because he knows where it is, just leave it there. I'm sure it'll be fine. No one will ever need it.
But no, I'm trying to actually get my granddaughter to come to the dark side, so I'm going to make her jump through a bunch of hoops to come get me. Yeah.
And a good thing that Kylo Ren didn't take him literally and kill her. That could have been a really bad conversation.
Awkward.
I killed her. You did what? I killed her. Like you asked me to.
It was awesome.
Even though I have a whole army on my own that I was using perfectly fine to destroy this pitiful 10-ship resistance, I really needed your planetary killing ships. So I took your advice and I killed her.
Okay.
I did exactly what you told me to do.
Wasn't part of my plan. I actually wanted you to bring her here because, she's my granddaughter. Hello, spoiler. And I was going to have her turn and become an evil Sith Lord like me. And then I was going to take over her body. And when she killed me. Now, I can only kill her one way. Or she can only kill me one way. But that's the only way I can take over her body.
Well, see, what was going to happen was, this is my original plan, is when I told Luke Skywalker to strike me down in the dark side, Death Star, I was actually planning on jumping into his body, but he kind of screwed the pooch that one. so I had the guy to do it again on this next version of Skywalker. See?
All right, I
You
have a
buy it?
question. If we're going to start retroactively changing stuff, why didn't he jump into Darth Vader's body?
Well, because his body was already
His
ravaged by,
body was already damaged.
Yeah, he needed a fresh new host.
So going down a hole of infinite deaths was better because he knew that his clone crew, possibly mad scientists, who knows who these dudes are.
Well, he had some dark side Sith apprentice druids.
He had potion number 9 in case I get killed. Start building a new Palpatine. That's what happened.
Yeah.
They kept messing it up. So that's what
I asked one question.
That's in the glass.
They have bizarro Palpatines running around.
That's what happened,
man. Sith Lord.
Man.
Can somebody explain one thing that makes no sense to me?
Please.
How did Chewie not die?
There were two transports. One that we did not see. One off-screen transport.
Much like the script, we did not see.
Like the people writing the script, they did not see anything.
Oh shoot, we didn't see that.
Wait,
let's
come over. Kill Chewie.
I am the Force. Man. The Force is one with me. I will write this. I will write it all randomly.
But the Force is not with you.
Clean up this mess.
Yeah, but honestly, it was like somebody funny. Like they said, this thing did. It was trying to play with your emotions, but then 5 seconds later, it took it back. Like, oh, we killed Chewie. Ha ha, psych. No, we didn't. Oh, we wiped out C-3PO. Ha ha, psych. No, we didn't. It's like, you knew you should.
Killing your hot mic, Javon.
It's just like, you guys want to be mean, but we don't want anything to have consequence. And then we've already, made it so your old characters are completely dogged out. But you're not going to care about these new guys. And hey, does anyone care that Lando has this random connection to this random stormtrooper that, hey, we find out off script, oh yeah, that was his daughter. Come on, guys. Like, did you think to put any of this in the script?
Hey, Chief, how happy were you with that off-screen revelation that was Lando's daughter?
It doesn't make sense at this point. So
I don't know that was their daughter. I'm so confused.
They said it on Twitter. They're going to develop that later.
Yeah, like the plot of this whole series. They'll develop it later.
The whole point of having a damn 3-hour movie is to freaking explain all of this shit.
No, we got books to
the
do
last movie of the series. Good God.
Yeah, that would be like, oh, Tony grabbed the gems. He grabbed the Infinity Stones when Thanos came by, and that's why he wasn't able to snap. And that's how he was able to use to kill Thanos. Off screen, that happened.
Did we not share that? Huh. Oops.
Oh.
Right.
So that's why everybody was confused when Thanos and his crew started turning into dust. Got it.
That's a perfect analogy of what the hell just happened. Star Wars. It's just like, oh, it's like they forgot some scenes or something. I don't know, man.
Okay. Do you think this movie would be saved with like a 5-hour director cut of the story?
No. The problem was that second movie decided not to pass any time except for 5 minutes. And there was no time for character growth. It was just, keep doing stuff, guys. Rian Johnson was like, yeah, you know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to do my own movie. And everything I don't like, I'm going to throw away. And then J.J. Abrams was like, no. So what I'm going to do is everything from your movie that I didn't like, I'm going to take it and throw it away too. So no.
So we just created a giant mess.
Yo,
yes.
It really was a mess.
Because
some of it didn't even make sense from the first
garbage.
movie.
Right.
6 hours of garbage.
No, man, a trilogy is 9 hours.
No, that was not a 3-hour long movie. Which
it wasn't 3 hours.
No, it's 2 and
It just felt that way.
It's 7 hours of garbage.
But the interesting thing is, like, there are people who actually like factions of these movies, and I'm just like, please explain this faction to me. Like, explain to me the First Order. I know nothing of. I've watched 6 movies.
What was their purpose? What was their fight? What was their argument?
They were bringing order back to the.
I'm a brooding only child who
I'm a
mad at
prince
my
of
mom
the
and
galaxy.
dad.
Like,
Yeah, I'm the prince of the galaxy, and I'm mad at my mom and dad for I don't know why. Ike Turner, burned. Ike Turner as Freddy Krueger in a gold lame suit is my pimp, but we don't get to learn too much about him.
As we kill him off.
Yeah, we kill him off before we get to know who he is and what his purpose is.
Like,
And our badass stormtrooper, our badass silver stormtrooper that we build as like a new Boba Fett is getting handled.
It's treated like Boba Fett.
Yeah,
nah, man, Boba Fett had cool moments.
Yeah,
I can buy a food shot.
What wasn't this character? I don't even remember her name.
Phasma.
Wasn't she supposed to Phasma? Wasn't
no, we thought she had a cool outfit, and we thought because
that's all it was supposed to be.
We knew the actress, so we expected them not to treat her like a joke. That's what
yeah,
we bought expectations of that, and it was literally wait,
and Top,
she got
and
punked
Top
out every
Boy,
which way.
Yeah, and London Top Boy killed her off within I don't know what 5 minutes, not even 5 minutes, 3 minutes.
Yeah, how many times did he scream for Ray?
Well,
yeah, right.
I mean, this
right.
It's like sometimes he's a coward.
Throughout the whole series.
And then magically he sees Phasma, he's like, "Oh, I'm ready to fight." Like,
and now I'm ready to fight. Seriously,
like I'm ready to take out. I would think the baddest. Since she's got this silver armor, I'm thinking she's like the baddest fighter, the captain.
I'm thinking this is going to be an epic battle where our hero in this battle may take some real damage and may be at almost death's door.
Yo,
we don't take damage here.
Javon, so here's a really interesting thing right here, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I was talking with somebody, maybe it's Jace, and I was like, by the end of Empire Strikes Back, every main character has experienced some serious trauma. Luke loses his hand, finds out the dude that did it is his father, so he was also lied to by his mentor.
Right?
He's just dealing with all kinds of emotional stuff. Leia finally decides, I'm more than a princess. I can accept love. I can be loved. And then the dude that she wants to love gets turned into a frozen block. The dude,
and not only that, doesn't even tell her I love you in return.
Right. He's just like, I know. And then the dude who's like, yo, I can be a good guy. I can do the right thing. He suffers from doing the right thing. So his whole debt catches up to him. He gets tortured by the Empire. One of his old best friends betrays him, and he gets turned into a block right after his main chick tells him I love him. And then Chewie watches his best friend get turned into a block. He gets tortured and tormented. He can't even still run the ship because Lando came back and he's like acting like it's his ship again.
And he doesn't have his life debt, so he's failed on that.
And he still doesn't have his medal, so he's mad. 3PO gets destroyed and he can't even get his head screwed on correctly. And so he's sitting around, he's getting mistreated the entire time by Han, who keeps blowing him off, even though he's giving him good advice. And he's trying to tell him all this stuff. He won't listen to him. And he's just getting carted around in a net. R2 gets swallowed by a swamp monster. He gets left outside in the rain while Luke is chilling with Yoda. Let me see. Lando loses control of his city that he built up. I mean, it's the black dude. He's finally got a good business. And then the black man in the dark suit comes with the white dudes, and they take over his whole business plan. So he loses his business. So the whole every main character in Empire struggles. There is literally no struggle for any of these characters.
But wait,
any of these main
heroes. No. There is a lot of struggle in the Force Awakens. Last Jedi, because soon after everybody's looked for Luke Skywalker doesn't care about the galaxy anymore because he's over it. Poe doesn't. His commanders don't respect him after he lost half the fleet. With some stupid ass idea to blow up one dreadnought. Finn is in a glass house of emotion after being sliced to bits by Kylo Ren. I mean, you're just not seeing the emotion that these characters had to deal with.
All I know is Kylo Ren is the only character that they decided to develop.
Dude, he's the only one that has an arc. He's the only person.
Maybe Rey, because they fixed it. Okay,
you're right.
I know where she came from. Yeah, they fixed that part. Like I was saying, JJ had a lot of cleanup and stuff to do after that last one because there were some things that were probably supposed to be presented in the in the second one. I mean, there were things that were supposed to be presented in the second one to make it like a full trilogy. Like,
it's like,
you know?
I mean, I'm sorry. As much as I give Disney credit on a lot of things, it's that second film should not have come out. It's like you don't have to make every movie. It's like you can read this like this doesn't make sense. Where are we going? I mean, it's like as all the wrestlers like kind of joke about it, it's like, yeah, you made a good arc, but where do we go from this next? If we have a trilogy, how do we fix this? What's the resolution? If the answer is, we'll figure it out, then don't make this movie.
And I have two theories on that. Like, does Rian Johnson just really hate Star Wars? It was like, I have a second movie? Or he just doesn't know how to understand how the trilogy worked. And, you know, you always got that dude at work, dude or chick, whatever, at work.
I got it. I got it.
Yeah,
I'm saying, like, that don't see the big picture, that don't see the whole plan. Like,
he was like, hey, JJ was like, hey, Ryan, here's some notes in terms of where the rest of these two movies should go. And Ryan was like, thanks, man, thanks. And
no, you know what I think it really was?
On the Metro.
I think Ryan, I think Ryan was like, well, yeah, but I'm going to make my own movie. I want to tell my own story. This is what happens when you get directors who see bigger than what's in front of them. Look, you don't have to overdo this thing. You got to follow the source material and give the people what they want. I hate to say it, but when it comes to a Star Wars movie, your best bet is to give the people what they want.
Okay.
Now, Javon, I have an interesting question because it's going to come on our next topic. But what is it that Star Wars fans want?
What Star Wars fans want is development of characters that's supposed to be invested in. If I'm wrong, tell me.
Okay, well, apparently this entire trilogy failed at that. And I think you summarized what Star Wars fans want. Okay, well, yeah. Failed J.J. Abrams and Rian Johnson. Because these jokers are all, we'll tell you later.
Yeah.
We'll get to
everything.
The thing is, we'll tell you later doesn't work in this. We need to be invested in who our good guys and our bad guys and gals are. We need to know who they are so we feel that connection with them, because for what it's worth, this is bigger than a few movies. Like I showed y'all before, what was that, last year when I was in the grocery store with my daughters and we had to buy a bag of salad because Ray was on it? Now, granted, my daughters would throw kale in the trash at that point. We had to buy a bag of salad because Ray was on it. I need to know the Ray backstory to be invested in Ray. We need to know these things because for what it's worth, there's going to be years worth of merchandise around these characters.
Exactly.
Here's the thing. It's like the movies are let's say the 20, because they can't be like this 20,000 feet view. It's like, hey, you can make you have to make a great foundation, and then you can add books on there, then you can add comic books, but you can't make the rest of the story. This is where the story is. Here's these movies that are the supplements. It's like that's the biggest problem with this new trilogy. It's they want you to play a video. Like I said, you got to play a video game. You got to read the books. Then you got to read the comic books to understand Kylo Ren and stuff. Then you got to play the video game to understand where the First Order comes from. And I'm sure after this movie, you're going to have some other tie-in where the story's like, it's like, that's the problem. It's like, I could watch Empire Strikes Back and know everything. You could give me a comic book right after Empire, and it's cool. But I don't need to read that.
Right.
This one, I'm like,
Lando used to be buddies with Han. He originally had the Millennium Falcon.
Yep.
He runs this place called Bespin, and now he doesn't. And he and Han had a vague falling out that gets played out at the end. But he feels bad for what he did, and now he's trying to make up for it.
And that was 5 minutes. That was literally Lando's whole story in 5 minutes. And it's like, oh, I understand Lando.
Mm-hmm. So when they did Solo, it was like, oh, okay, here's some more details, but you didn't need it.
Supplemental stuff.
Yeah.
That you don't need, but add to it. Take the original Clone Wars in the middle of the first prequels, right? The last, what is it?
Prequels.
Between Attack of the Clones and Revenge of the Sith. Like, they weren't needed, but it was like, oh, that's pretty cool. I mean, I'll even switch trilogies on you. The Matrix, between 1 and 2, you had the Animatrix, which was freaking awesome. You didn't need it, but if you watched it, you had a nice little, that's part of the whole thing in there, right? Like, that was pretty freaking cool. You know, the video game. The
this
video
is how
game
they learn
was
about
like
the signals. Oh, wow, that's good.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Right. Adding to it. Was it necessary? No, I shouldn't have to read a tweet. I just found out about
Yeah,
the tweet
dude.
literally
Wanted you to do a
today.com
research
with
project.
y'all.
Yeah. It was like, hey, go do the research to enjoy this movie.
Oh
I'm
my
like,
God, you guys just really screwed. I mean, it's just because they had too much to clean up. I get it, and there was just no character development. I'm like, if they introduced her instead of Rose, I imagine that would have been or even had that a Rose arc. I don't know. They could have fixed this all. They could have done a lot of better things with this thing, man.
You make a great point. If they had actually switched out, I mean, like Rose could have basically had. I mean, like if you switch out that character for Rose, it's like, oh,
which one? The new one, whose name none of us remember.
I'm sorry, name
none of us remember.
I mean, sorry, what was Poe's girlfriend, Zeri? Or something?
Zazie.
Oh, she's got a cool outfit. What is she? Oh, she's a fighter pilot. I don't know. I know
like
Jack.
a damn Power Ranger.
Zordon.
Yeah. I was just like, what the hell? They got Chief. Power Rangers out there too? Dang.
Chief, tell me a little bit about this Dio. What was Dio's purpose?
Dio? I have no idea.
You know, that was like the droid that they had literally 2 minutes time in the development room. Somebody had a cup and a wheel and was like, yo, I've got
somebody had a funnel.
I've got it.
That's what his name was?
Funnel and a damn chair.
Right.
Chair
they were like, yo.
I know. All I know about that droid was that he was abused. Somebody touched him in his naughty places.
Right.
And
that's what they said.
So
somebody didn't treat him well.
Yeah.
No, thank you.
Hey, screw you, Baby Yoda. We can beat you.
He was still very polite, though. No, thank you. Oh, pardon me. I'll stop messing with your friend stuff. I don't know how he was messing with anything. He only had a nose. My fault, Chief. Go for it.
Oh, okay. I didn't understand. I mean, he did something. What did he do? His purpose was to do something. He did something at the end of the movie. I can't even remember what he did no more. He did something.
He informed people of something. Yeah, he told them.
He did something.
Yeah. He told them the way to get to Exogiasis. And Ray was able to show them the route because it was a very specific route that you could not use a Star Destroyer to pilot out of. You had to use a small ship to get through.
If that's the case, then how are we going to get this massive fleet out of there?
I'm just trying to figure out why they spent all this time building this massive fleet in this one spot. They were apparently running the galaxy. They had the First Order.
Well, my thing is this. If they had all the people all along, the people were so ready to kick ass all along, then why didn't they rise up against the damn Empire years ago? Who came? Everybody came. And I'm like, now everybody's come?
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, if everybody fought the Empire 20 years ago, there wouldn't be no Empire.
I have a better idea.
All of a sudden,
we're not going to have Go ahead.
I'm just saying, and the Empire wasn't even out there like that. These families had been. I mean, that just didn't make any sense, dude. Who fed the people on Palpatine's planet? Who fed all them dudes? Where they get to?
So, like, were they druids? Were they spirits? I don't understand.
And why didn't any of them come down to help him fight Rey?
They were spirits.
None of them
it has to be. That's the only possible explanation. They could not. Otherwise, it makes Jeff. You made the perfect point last week. You're like, did no one just decide to shoot her with the blaster? Use some Sith lightning? Like any of that?
They could have thrown a rock to distract her.
Right. So
also,
I mean, Gunner said he could explain how everybody got there. Like they all, you know, he wanted to build a secret thing. But my thing is, even everybody getting there, you still got to bring equipment, food, so on and so forth to that place.
Some blankets.
Like they have a whole planet though. Remember that they do have a planet.
But it was a secret place.
It's a whole planet.
It was a secret place.
So,
but it was a secret planet.
But they've already the people are there.
Yeah, they already had all the food and stuff. Everything's good. Like they had all the equipment and the iron ore.
Just like an Earth.
Blaster
we
power.
have all this stuff.
Lightning.
Yeah, the crops weren't coming through there. They were microwaving everything because there was no sun.
When you looked at the planet, you couldn't even tell there were ships in there at first. They were just underneath all that shit.
That's
like
right. They were in the
sand
planet.
or something. Yeah,
It's everywhere.
come on, man.
I'm still on the how come everybody came now? I'm still on that.
Lando is a heck of a motivational speaker, okay?
Well,
No.
Word, you giving us a cape if we show up?
They have 16 hours to get to a planet that we didn't hear when the New Republic's home planet got destroyed. None of us rallied.
Weird.
But now, randomly, Lando sends out the emergency rebellion frequency. Everybody knows exactly how to get to one planet that. Yeah, come on.
That's what I'm trying
Have
to
you
get
ever
at.
have you guys ever been in a group fight?
In a group fight?
In a group fight, where you and a bunch of people in a group are fighting against another group.
Okay.
Yeah, it's
Have
intense.
you
Usually not
ever
needed.
been able to look at your boy during a group fight
No.
and then be like, yeah,
No.
what's up, cuzzo? I see you. No. Like,
No.
they be having those
But
big
it happens to
moments
Jedis all the time.
where they'll watch another person do something, and I'll be like, oh, you're in the middle of the fight. How are you watching this person? You're flying. How are you watching this one person?
Yeah, I'm not giving
to that person.
I'm not giving you the approval eye like, yeah.
Like, if you're in an airplane and you see another airplane flying by you, like, you know, a couple thousand feet below you, you can't see anybody in that plane. They're like, yeah.
I think that's Jeff.
Mm-hmm.
Nah, man, I think that's Chief.
It just got crazy, man. It just got crazy. You know what I mean? It just got crazy. Like everybody had coke and they were just enjoying themselves. And they just said, you know what? Let's just put together this movie and
let's just write this joint real quick.
Right. Let's just write it. Everybody was coked up. They were cokey. You know
everybody came.
And then
like the whole galaxy comes.
Right, the whole galaxy comes. He's shooting force lightning now. Now he's shooting force lightning. He's shooting force lightning for like 5 minutes. They're not falling. They've lost all power, but they're not falling from the sky.
They were really high up.
So after she gets herself together, he cuts off the force lightning. They're like, we're back again. Like, you never left. Like, nobody got shot out of the sky. He did all that to do what? No one dropped. And then I'm like, how is a ship that's able to fly through space susceptible to lightning?
It was EMP lightning.
Yeah, it had to be. We're good now. I'm just like, it's just too much. It was too much. Everybody cheering.
Okay,
you know
what was the
I mean?
reaction? What was the reaction in the theater you were in while this was going on? Were they hyped like, yeah?
Man. Let me tell you something. At the end of
that
the movie,
was quiet as hell.
I was in that clap in my movie theater, and I remember looking around like they're clapping.
A word?
What here is clapping? Yeah, they're clapping.
Man.
Where'd you go to the theater?
And I'm thinking to myself, we just saw Palpatine. First of all, he's sitting. First of all, he made a clone of. Okay, so he made a clone of somebody else for some reason, but then his clone is messed up. He's like, so you fake a clone of a person, but then you messed up. Like you sitting here with the bones of your clone showing. I didn't get that, but you got clones sitting in like a canister waiting to be done. I didn't understand that. So
that's actually a question. Why did he have more than one Snoke?
Well, they
failed.
messed up the book.
Like
they were trying to experiment and figure out how they messed up on the last one.
Why did they keep him?
Yeah.
And then
hey, discovery requires experimentation.
Yeah.
Okay.
Every movie and
What
every
was the
show does
purpose
that.
of
They got bad Superman and all that. You know what I mean? So they just keep them for experimental stuff.
Why not just tell Ben, hey, I'm Palpatine. I want you to lay train under me. Why fake another dude?
Right. Well, okay. I'll at least say that he doesn't trust he wouldn't trust the Skywalkers after the Skywalkers already screwed him over the first time, but he had control of the galaxy.
No, dude, Kylo Ren was pretty much in it. I mean, you didn't have to fake a Snoke. whatever the hell his name was.
I love
And
that we
then-
care
Really
so little
was.
about him that we don't remember his name.
You could have been like, yo, I'm Palpatine. This is what I want you to do. Blah, blah, blah.
Or
I
the
mean,
fact
the
that he
dude
sucked up
literally
to Vader
worshiped-
all the time. It's like, hey, how
But
about
that's
you
what I'm
just
saying,
be
he
better than
worshipped
Vader?
Worship Vader's mask. Imagine what he would have done to Palpatine. like this dude was like the Vader master. He was like, my God, this is the dude who created Vader. You would have had like that loyalty was already there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And you didn't have to fake there was no reason for what the hell was this Grand Leader, Grand Chancellor Snook? I don't even know what the hell. There was no reason for that dude. And
But the funny thing is, that was J.J. Abrams' character. So it's like, J.J., this was supposed to be revealed in the second movie? Like, what happened? Because this guy, you throw him away like he didn't mean anything, but it was your man you created. I'm not understanding that. Like,
He had a plan
it didn't make sense,
somehow because your boy threw him away. I don't know.
But the hilarious thing is, you say he has a plan somehow. Those jokers couldn't be bothered to come up with it. All right, killer question. How? All right, so if I'm going to go along with one illusion that Rey is apparently all of the Jedi in one person now, and 2 lightsabers are enough to make Palpatine kill himself with lightning, when apparently now he no longer has control of his off switch to his Sith lightning. How did she get killed?
Oh,
She was just weak.
Static.
She lost the will to live. That's all I got.
Okay,
Lazy writing of a third movie. She lost the will to live. Doesn't that sound like another lazy writing of?
Well, at least Padme had a broken heart. I'll go along with that. Jeez.
I'll give you the theory that's going around.
What in the world did Rey lose? I mean, she was like, mission's done. She should dust off her dirty white outfit and be like, I'm good.
Right.
Well, she
didn't disappear.
She brought balance to the Force by getting rid of Palpatine, but the part of her that existed and Ben Solo decided that Rey needed another chance to live and create the Jedi again on Tatooine. Buy it?
I don't understand.
Do you buy it?
Or because we had nowhere else to go with this stupid ass story.
Yeah.
Answer me this. Why did they invent the idea of being able to meet with a Jedi seemingly in your mind and then take from that person?
That was terrible.
So I'm going to meet up with you. I'm going to fight you in my mind. I'm going to grab your jewelry. You're going to grab my Darth Vader helmet. When did this power become a power? We have gone through 8, count on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 Jedi movies, and this was never a power. And then all of a sudden, this is a power? This
actually might be in the book. I gotta remember.
Okay, no, I'll say it's in the books, and it was crap in the books too.
I agree.
Okay.
I'm just saying it didn't come out of
it.
It actually is a power, just like the force projection. It's
force
a power.
walking,
It's just
crap.
So the problem is,
dude, if this power was the power, then they could have. You know how many conflicts could have been solved in these earlier movies?
Right. 100%. That's the problem.
We could have healed Padme.
Anakin would have been like, "Look, I'm having some nightmares of my mom. Let me go teleport and get her." Hey, Mom. Sorry, you were chained up.
Or better yet, no one could feel Anakin like only somebody can feel bad feelings from Anakin when he kills an entire damn species.
Right. Hey, Anakin, before you start killing these young
Yoda. Right. I'm Yoda, the most powerful freaking Jedi like almost ever, right?
Actually, Anakin had higher midichlorian counts. Did you get my full Star Wars nerd voice?
That was really a good nerd. Good geek out, man.
Execute Order 66. Which Jedi ain't around these dudes? Oh, that's me. Well, everybody transport to him.
Yo, this is Yoda. I killed all my clone troopers. Everybody fall in.
Hey, I'm Qui-Gon Jinn. I'm actually going to get out of this fight because I can't win, so I'm peace out. Thanks.
Order 66 wouldn't have worked in that case, wouldn't it?
Nope.
I mean, there were some that were still alive. I mean, there's all kinds of problems, man. Hey, my clone troopers look like they're turning on me. While instead of using my lightsaber, because apparently my lightsaber sucks, I am going to teleport away. Yo, Yoda, looks like there's some issues with this batch of clones. Oh, you're having problems too? Hey, Obi-Wan, what's up one you're in? Oh, yours are turning on you too? You know what we should do? We should go to Kamino, a planet they care about, and wipe it out.
No, we're gonna force walk there too.
Or check this one out. I got the high ground, Anakin. So you do.
Right. Bing.
And
hey, I'm up here.
Yeah, he's gone.
What?
And I grabbed your lightsaber. So now what you got?
Oh no! I grabbed your I grabbed your lightsaber, then force pushed you into the lava, which would have made more sense.
You know what I mean? So
I love that one movie can make everything else look stupid in the rest of the movies. Hey, Qui-Gon, Darth Maul just stabbed you with his lightsaber, which apparently didn't disintegrate you. But I'm going to use my magic force healing to heal you.
But see, force
healing.
I'm sorry, Obi-Wan wasn't strong enough, but Yoda could have force walked there to him.
Yoda could have teleported in apparently and been like, bam, you're all good.
Gosh.
Why don't you mentor this kid and everything will be okay?
Man, done.
Or
hey, you know what?
Hey,
we should also have figured out
Senator Pods at him. He's gonna just transport him right back into Palpatine again. So
I was gonna talk about this teleportation
he was
thing.
flipping off the side of the joint.
Yeah.
He just went right back up to him and fought him again. It doesn't make any sense. None of this makes any sense. You can't introduce. I don't care if it's in the books.
It was crap in the books. Man, look, we are not defending it. It was stupid.
I'm not saying it's a good idea. I'm just saying
literally was part what killed the books.
Yeah.
It was complete crap.
But again, I'm with Chief.
The bus stopped the starship from flying off, dude. We're going to move the transfer ship. Oh, no, you're not. And not only you're not going to fly off with it, I'm going to destroy it with force lightning.
Hey, wait a second. Is there another ship over there in the distance?
So here, check this out. She blows up the ship with her force lightning.
But she's never
the
used
Emperor, who is on 1,000 with his force lightning, doesn't blow up any ships.
And he wanted to blow up.
Right?
Oh, man.
Just watch the stuff, man.
I was like, did they just shake the ship?
Was talking about that. So
Look
you
at him.
didn't know Chewie wasn't in that ship, but then you said Chewie from 8,000 parsecs away?
Chewie's alive. Wait, you didn't.
Wait.
But he just blew up.
But you didn't know that earlier?
Okay, is Jedi Master Rey or Jedi Master Leia Organa didn't happen in the sense that maybe Finn is force sensitive? Like, are we just like acting like none of this stuff matters? Just like, I sense that guy who keeps crushing on you, he might have a force connection with you. Don't care about that.
Who injured the big ass snake in the tunnel?
Oh, Gunner. So to answer your question, yes, that was what J.J. Abrams said. That was what Finn wanted to tell Rey, that he was force sensitive. But they didn't have enough time.
See,
dude, they didn't have enough time in the movie to break into that.
Listen, my son is.
I thought we had 2.5 hours.
My son is down the hall, so the words that I want to yell in that volume, I probably can't do right now. But
I'll boost your audio.
Are you serious?
Yeah, dude.
Oh my God!
Real time. I'll send you the tweet.
Wait, that was really it?
That's really it.
Right,
I'll find a tweet.
So can J.J. Abrams decide to actually say, hey, here's all the, like, before he comes out with the director
Why are you
stuff?
writing this in a tweet?
Yeah, hey, here's all
No,
the
he
stuff
was in
that
some sort of what was it? Some sort of Q&A, and he was talking about the movie, and so somebody
He's just making this shit up.
Dude,
he's making shit up as it goes along, isn't he?
Pass
I mean,
Pass
sure, that's what you believe. Ha
hey, you know what would be funny? If I make this run in a tweet and everybody think it makes sense. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah. No, this tweet may actually have the audio. So I mean, he said it. He didn't tweet that.
Again, I don't care.
Freaking.
I mean, I don't think anybody. I mean, you have to make stuff in the movie. If you want to do some J.K. Rowling stuff and say, hey, some stuff that was important wasn't. I mean, that would have been anecdotal. Wasn't in the movie. Oh, that's interesting. But hey, Ray, I need to tell you something. We're gonna talk about this in the rest of the movie. Nah, I'll talk about it in a tweet after the movie's over.
So stupid. I'm sorry. Okay, I gotta say something about that.
So somebody explain the properties of the yellow lightsaber to me.
No, it's not worth it. I really would, but don't even go down that rabbit hole. It's just not worth it.
You know what also is like ridiculous with it?
Her own
Why does she want a yellow one?
Jeff,
Why not?
again, I'm gonna go. Don't. You can
After
look at
all
it.
what you saw in that whole movie, that's like the least.
Yeah.
Like,
But you know, it just felt like, hey, let's sell some yellow lightsabers. Ray,
Yes.
your lightsaber yellow.
I'm gonna bury the lightsabers of my mentor, of both my mentors. I'm not gonna use those. Right. And then I'm gonna go out and get me a yellow one.
Because this one's gonna be better.
That looked janky as hell.
It did. And also, why did she not spend any time with Leia, who had no fond memories or any memories of hanging out with Tatooine outside of being a sex slave? Nah, kid, I was from Alderaan. It was blown up, but you know.
Because the Jedi homeworld that Luke founded the new Jedi temple on was corrupted by the evil of Kylo Ren. So we're going to go to the desert world where the last chosen one was born. And that's where we're going to start the Jedi again.
And she has no connection to Darth Vader either.
Do you buy it?
So stupid. It was supposed to be this nice moment. And why didn't Luke come up when Palpatine was shooting the Force lightning? Because apparently Force Ghosts can now help in fights.
Things.
Right.
Like, it was already weird when Yoda did some lightning strike on the thing. I'm like, all right.
Yoda would not do no damn lightning strike. It's a freaking Force. It's a... Okay.
You know what I mean?
I know.
I was just
I didn't like that in the first when that happened.
I was like, I'm gonna let it go because there are so many things wrong with that movie, right?
Yeah,
so
let me raise my ship because I can do it now.
No.
But now I was like, when he did that, I was like, what else could possibly happen in this movie? Sure, why not?
Why not just teleport in when Rey is getting electrocuted and then throw Palpatine down the tunnel?
Right.
Why didn't Anakin just because he's the chosen one, just decide to throw her in there? I mean,
all right, Chief, what's up?
You got Star Wars, right?
Mm-hmm.
You got Empire Strikes Back. You got Return of the Jedi,
mm-hmm.
right? So Luke in all three of those. You got Qui-Gon, you got Yoda, and you got Vader. Now we know for sure Vader is a Force ghost. He got killed by the Emperor. Qui-Gon got killed by Darth Maul. Yoda died of old age. Obi-Wan Kenobi got struck down by Vader, right?
Mm-hmm.
The most famous Jedi of all commit suicide to become a Force ghost. Like that's how he died. After all these movies, Luke commits suicide.
He has a Force aneurysm.
That is, to me, man, when you look back on that, that's how Luke Skywalker
He was drinking too much of that milk.
He commits suicide. And when
not that he could have got into a ship and done the exact same. I mean, a whole lot easier.
When he could have just teleported to and fought Kylo Ren.
Apparently, he could have just teleported.
No, he could have snatched Kylo Ren and put him into Mustafar.
He could have put him in timeout.
I have a real question then. So you did mention a good point, but what about Leia? She made a long distance phone call to Kylo, and then she died. So she was super weak as a Jedi. All she could do is Ben. She couldn't even show up as a ghost. She was just like, "Yo, Ben," and then she was done.
Okay, now let's also say, like, hey, the fact that all the other previous Jedi Masters didn't, become Force ghosts, I'm thinking it's pretty advanced skill that, Luke might. I mean, since Leia's not going around as a Jedi Master, I'm thinking that was probably one of those classes. She's like, yeah, I don't need that one, Luke. I'm good. Like, I'm just not
about this. Did Palpatine's clone have sex?
Yo, this is a real question, Chief, because I don't understand how Palpatine snuck away, went to the bar, and was like, "Hey, excuse me, young lady, I couldn't help but notice you staring at me from the other side of the bar. I know my face is a little pruned and wrinkly, but what's up?"
I am the Emperor of the Galaxy, so you might have a harem that comes to him.
I can make this happen. Yo.
I mean, Harvey Weinstein, Hugh Hefner, like, all these old white dudes, man. Like, I mean, that's par.
But he never seemed
Galaxy.
He didn't even have like one of those
Hollywood.
chicks with the two horns on their heads
What's her
coming
name?
up to
Like,
the room.
okay, so like, say the chick in Revenge of the Sith, the one who's right beside him when he's taking over power.
Right, and
Say
she's
that.
like,
Say that's
you
the
know,
mom. Say that's mom and
wow,
you know
Mom
the
Dukes.
kid.
Okay, Mom Dukes.
Yeah,
All right.
she's pissed at a kid who's still too old, young to be raised father. I mean,
Absolutely.
And don't do chronological shit because that'll really screw up this movie.
Absolutely.
I think the money was already screwed up.
Counting it too.
Because apparently,
Like, wait.
when Palpatine shoots it in, it takes 20 years for it to fertilize.
That's what
He
I was
never
going to
missed.
say.
Luke
None of
is
that
an
makes
old
sense
man.
because he's
So-
been dead for 20 years. So
At least 20
her
years.
parents looked pretty young when they left her on a daggone planet. And
Well, that
keep
was
in
20
mind,
years
they had
ago,
to have
too,
given
so-
birth to.
That would have probably been like 30 years.
So they would have been 10
Well, probably
when they had
close to
Rey?
40, because
So they were like 15. They're yeah,
Well,
exactly.
no, they were like in their early 30s, let's say.
See, that's what I told y'all. Don't count.
Oh
Then
no!
you'll screw up the
It
whole
still
movie.
won't mess. It still won't make sense.
Oh, it's not going to mess anything up for me, Gunner. I took the Men in Black pen, and I don't remember much more of this movie or trilogy.
They'll screw up the remaining good pieces of this movie.
Once
all right. So that's
December 31st. This movie is over for Jeff.
Oh, it's yeah. Sorry, Gunner. I have a question.
Jessica went in like, nah, I'm not gonna like this movie. So
You're right. You're right. And it didn't make me think otherwise. So what were the best 3 parts of this trilogy for you guys?
Oh, the lightsaber fights.
Yo, they had the worst cardio of anybody who used a
Really.
lightsaber.
I mean, Rey could jump over everything, but when she just a couple lightsaber hits from Kylo Ren is it's like, come on.
She was really mad that he broke her GPS.
Yeah,
right. But apparently,
How dare you?
Apparently, 25,000 other people knew where Palpatine's planet was, though. You didn't need that.
I mean, because everybody can interrogate everybody and just get the force, do some force manipulation.
Second. What is this lift destination exogenous? Oh shoot!
Right.
Let me just plug that in. What?
And then what about my man? What about my man who was the mole? He was like, they shot me in the. He came with that weak excuse. Yeah, they overpowered me and shot me in the leg. Okay. I'm like, I said, I can't. He can't have been the mole that smart all this time,
right?
And then come with that weak excuse. To me, he should have been like, take me with you, capture me or something. Pretend I'm one. Pretend you capture me or something.
Absolutely. Maybe put me in the second ship.
I'm out. I know I'm done. It's over.
Like you, dude. So this whole time, you've been the mole, which nobody suspected, and then you blow it. That's how you blow it.
Right.
Oh yeah, they shot me in the leg.
Oh word.
But yeah, I just was like, you know what? But and that's another thing. So that guy right there, the dude who shot him, knew where Palpatine was.
He was one of Palpatine's loyal followers in the Empire. Yes.
But hold on, Kylo Ren was in charge of that dude, wasn't he?
No, he was always working for the Emperor, not Kylo Ren. Half the First Order obviously has, GPS coordinates to exogenous, not Kylo.
What was Kylo Ren's title? Supreme
Leader of the Knights of Ren.
Yo, the Knights of Ren. I really liked their story arc. They were my favorite characters, really.
Oh,
so, but I mean, what I'm saying is they were following him, giving him orders because he took over from Snoke, who was in charge of everybody. So he became in charge of everybody.
Right.
Mm-hmm. So this dude, this general here, knew where Palpatine was. That's what I'm saying. Like he knew.
But we just got introduced to him in the third movie, so obviously he's been working, on the sidelines, in the Outer Rim or something.
Oh, that reminds me.
Nobody.
He was Admiral Ozzel's grandson.
Good one.
So nobody's like, I can't get in touch. I can't get in touch with the admiral. Nobody's like that at any point in time.
Right. Hey, maybe I should find out what's going on here.
Right.
Yeah. Hey, where does his
And
ship
you
say he
did.
went? Oh, this place
Right.
called Exogenesis.
Right.
Huh. That ring a
Right.
bell to you?
Nah.
Hmm.
Let's check it out.
And then
Where
my
was this
thing is,
Bama? Where was this Bama when they were doing the slow speed starship chase of the last movie? Like,
That's where he was. He was getting the plans. He was bringing in more ships. And
Again.
he was bringing McDonald's over to Palpatine's crew.
Again,
I heard y'all were hungry. I brought Domino's.
Again, if this was such like this is the only 3 ships of the rebellion, I'm sorry, the resistance. Why don't we have someone come in there and flank them from the front? Since their ships are always, I mean, like their shields are in the back. We're just gonna, it's only us 3 are just gonna, yeah, we'll wait.
Nobody's gonna hyperspace to the front.
Yo, why did they just do a hyperspace skipping? And, it looks like they're going to this planet that's 10 miles ahead. Oh, cool. Let's go there first.
Man.
I love this trilogy. It's awesome.
Okay, all right. This
right.
is
your favorite moment.
Is our favorite moments of this movie.
All right, trilogy. Not even this movie, man. I'm going wide.
Okay. Let's see. I liked it. I always liked when Rey and Kylo fought together. It made me think like they thought this through, and they'll both survive and be good and be wonderful Jedis and restart this thing. Whether whatchamacallit survives or not.
Not your optimism. What actually happened that you liked?
No, I'm saying when they fought, it made me feel like when they fought together each time, they made me feel like they actually thought it through and things were going to turn out great. I also liked when Force projected Luke came and was cool and it was kind of neat. And, before we knew he was a Force projection, although we kind of suspected, that it was like, wait a minute, he's not really there. Something's off. You know what I mean? Something was weird. Because he just randomly comes through the cave. You're like, where the hell is he coming from? And all that. I was like, something's off. We got to figure this out. We'll figure it out later. But it was still cool before you knew how crappy the situation was. But, I thought that was cool. I wish he actually did fight. But, that second movie was just like moldy meat in a sandwich of shit. So, I don't know, man. So I don't know, man. That's 2. I really can't think of a third one.
All right.
I'm trying.
That was a good try.
Rogue
man.
One.
No.
Whole movie
Doesn't count.
was better. Oh, damn.
Nah, man. Nah. Rogue One is an actual competent Star Wars movie. All right, Jace, your turn.
Oh, man. Was that me hanging up? Oh,
no.
Okay. Javon could not answer the question.
He's coming back in.
Okay.
Hey.
Okay. I like the theory of the Last Jedi Luke fight. When I thought I thought the visual of him fighting all those Star Destroyers, all the Imperial Walkers was cool because we thought Luke was this badass that could actually do that. Like he had some force projection around him to stop all the lasers from hitting him. I thought that was cool. Of course, they, got rid of it by making him having a force aneurysm. The next thing was when we heard Luke's voice or Obi-Wan's voice the first time when the lightsaber was Luke's lightsaber was found in Force Awakens. And my third one is Maz Kanata. She really was integral to the whole story.
You suck.
She gave Chewie her medal.
Oh, come on. That was just complete garbage. He earned that medal years ago, and finally Maz is the one who just happened to find that on a junk sale that just say, here you go, here's a medal. Come on. We gave this out to everybody else. Why not you have one? Grumble.
Okay. Chief, how about you?
My favorite parts were the ending of each of those movies.
Credit scene.
Man, that was awesome.
That's just the truth, man. I hated the fact that when she picked up the lightsaber, we didn't know why she was so good. I hated the casino part. I hated the fact that they pulled the Twilight with the Luke part. I pretty much hated everything. Yeah, I even hated when the fight scene in this joint and you know probably the only good fight scene throughout the whole series was when after he killed Snook and they fought his guard. And then why the hell does everybody who's firing the major weapon always wear the red helmet? But anyway, it's just too many questions, not enough answers. Then when we finally got the answers, led to more questions, and it was just the whole series was Chocolate Daddy. They should have named it Chocolate Daddy, because that's what we paid. How much money did we spend on this thing? Everybody paid what, $12? 12 times 4 was $36.
Bought some snacks
to watch plus snacks to watch this garbage. I mean, this was pure they phoned it in. They just phoned this. They could have made the series so great, man. Mm-hmm. They could have done so much with this thing here. Like you had, and this is the thing, you had the time to do it. You had the time to do it. You didn't have to just. It didn't have to be this garbage. It didn't have to be this. You could have went and said, man, we're gonna put together a quality Star Wars movie. We're gonna finish off this last 3. It's gonna be quality. I mean, it just made what can we do here? Well, say she's Palpatine's daughter. Oh, well, why is she so powerful? Palpatine was never that powerful. I don't know, man. Let's hope they don't ask that. Okay. Man. Just the thing. It just didn't make sense, man. Kylo Ren studied under Luke for years. Then
he was a Jedi.
Under the guise of Snoke, he studied under the Emperor for years.
Under Ike Turner.
He had no training.
Hey,
no training.
She not only had no training, she was kicking ass out the gate.
And knew how to fly the Millennium Falcon right away.
From a desert planet.
Yes. Hey, look here. I can manipulate the Force. I know Jedi mind tricks.
Yeah, I've never been a Jedi, but I know that advanced lesson.
I mean,
totally insulting.
Millennium Falcon, the same Millennium Falcon that did the run in 12 parsecs. You know what I mean? So, I mean, this was just crazy, man. Like I said, man, I'm looking at the thing and I'm like, wow, they could have even made a story where the Force created her due to the fact that there were no more, there were so few Jedis left.
Mm-hmm.
That she was a midichlorian baby.
And
then
that sounds like you put some thought into it.
Wow, that's his natural. What is he thinking? Jeez. Oh.
Right. So now you can say, she's that powerful. And then you know what I mean. Since the Force, she could have, and then she could have gone either way with the Force Lightning. You could have explained she could have gone either way with the Force Lightning because there was, she had to pick a side. Anything.
Jay, stop him. He's coming up with too much competent thoughts here.
Dude, you will never work in Hollywood.
I'm
sorry, you will never work for Disney Star Wars with that attitude.
Right, you could have spun that way. There was the second coming of the Force with the midichlorians, but you didn't do that. You made her too powerful to be a clone's daughter. And Palpatine wasn't even that powerful.
She could have always the better way would have been to make her the actual Sith and have Kylo Ren redeem her.
Yeah.
That's just 100% the easiest way to make that a better trilogy. We haven't seen that. The girl becomes a bad guy. Oh, wow. Or we could have used everything from the source material that they act like they didn't have and actually made competent Star Wars movies.
Or they could have just taken the books that were already canon and not
all it took was All you needed was a little bit of thought, man. And like I said, this movie could have been great.
Or if we would have just said to hell with it. She's the daughter that Luke couldn't have, and so she was stashed on Tatooine. And her time was right, and here she comes. She finds her dad and his lightsaber, and they have that come to Jesus moment before he dies or whatever, sacrifices himself to the Force. He teaches her all he knows.
Sorry, once again, too good a movie. Sorry,
too good a movie.
Too good
and
a
they
movie.
have that really emotional scene where father makes amends for not being the father that he should have been, and just blubbers and says, "I'm sorry," and the daughter gets closure, and then she says, "I'm going to walk in my father's light, and I'm going to be a kick-ass Jedi," and she goes and kicks his ass. She goes and kicks Kylo Ren's ass and Palpatine's ass and whoever else. Now you create, I turn his ass.
No, the feminists would be mad about that because that's, it's still like she's from a dude and the dude thing. Make her Leia's daughter.
What are the feminists holding their hats on? Like, Ray, really?
Well, honestly,
daughter, and you be all
they could try to make that argument. But the thing is this: Luke is the Jedi. Leia is not. Argue as they may, they would have been shut down instantly because she is the ultimate badass hero. If you make her the ultimate badass heroine, well, I don't need no man, girl. I made amends with my daddy, and now I got you got the glow. You feel it right. You got the glow. She comes out there and she when you have the glow, when you know the glow. If she comes out there,
your lightsaber's yellow, son.
Right. That's why the lightsaber's yellow.
I mean, hey, that would actually make sense, like, because when they had the glow, it was actually yellow. So
yes, and then she comes out there and suns the angry white, the angry angst-filled white guy, which is Kylo Ren, and then she suns the old Trump-supporting Palpatine. She is the ultimate feminist icon going into the next century. Going into the next decade. Think about it.
Now, I guess, but now, she kind of already is just by default. But what's that say?
Well, by default, until Black Widow comes out, and Wonder Woman 84 comes out.
Until Wonder Woman.
Yeah, it's like no, like
exactly.
Again, if you were looking at any superhero from this decade, it's Katniss. It's like, right, unless your father is a diehard Star Wars fan and says she's awesome, you're not buying her. Like, no.
Oh yeah, Katniss. I forgot about that. I got something to say about them critics, though, real quick, Jeff. Sorry.
Okay.
They're critics of people like us who are like, look, I mean, take my nostalgia hat off and say these movies still suck, and here are the reasons why. And the critics of the critics will still say, well, if this is the 80s, social media. I saw a meme that said that. I'm like, hold on, you guys are idiots, because here's the deal. People hated the Ewoks too. There's a generation that still hates the Ewoks.
I know.
People are still trying to be like, yo, what the hell? Why would they build it twice wrong? Twice wrong. Well, they explained that in Rogue One. It was wonderful the way they explained it. Cool. But there are always flaws with these movies. We understand that. That is fine. But the fact that there is zero character development of these heroes is a clear issue. And they were like, oh, there's no character development of... I'm just trying to beat the people that are coming on your wall in a second that'll be, punks, coming on your wall and just being like, oh, well, you guys are terrible. And I'm like, nah, here's the deal.
Character development is always the easy one. It's like, tell me about these characters.
Tell me about these characters. It's not that hard.
I'm not going to tell you why I'm wrong. Just tell me, hey, if you can tell me their story.
You can tell me something.
Because Jeff did Lando's in 2 seconds. I know 30 years of Lando right there.
But people will say that, okay, well, the Emperor wasn't developed either. I'm like, hold on. In the 80s, was a bad guy ever developed like they are now?
Sorry.
No.
Sorry. If the Emperor was not developed, I offer you the sequel. I offer you the prequels. 100% developed. Yeah. It's like, okay. But you hate the prequels, but yet the story of the actual people that you say weren't developed are actually in those movies, not books. So what's next?
True, or tweets.
Exactly.
You know what's funny about it all? Like you said, Katniss may be the this decade's ultimate feminist icon. I put, if you've ever seen Let Me In.
I bought that movie because of you, so it better be
right.
good.
No, it's good. Chloe, what's her name? Chloe gets whatever her name is. I can't think of her name. Her character in that movie is today's feminist icon. It's like, look, I'm a bad bee. I control my own destiny. I just need you to do your part, weak little girly man. I'll come save you. Yeah,
Chloe Grace Moretz.
Chloe Grace Moretz.
What? I don't know who that is. She sounds white. How come all the feminist icons have
Chloe's hit girl from Kick-Ass.
Yeah,
don't
she's
care.
Yeah.
How come?
Yeah, she's white.
How come?
What's that matter?
We're not looking at the black women that are kicking ass.
Hey, you didn't want to go see Taraji B. Henson in that whatever movie. Okay? That's on you. Okay.
Look, I watched Proud Mary. It was alright, but here's the thing: that the reason I named her, it was garbage. It was garbage.
See, you can't say it's okay. It's garbage.
Look,
this is okay garbage.
It's alright, but it was garbage. You know, it was terrible.
It's garbage, alright, but it's garbage.
The thing about that movie, Let Me In, is that she's the most vicious character out the gate. Like, y'all only alive because I'm chilling right now. Because this Gump dude that I got on my team feeds me people. Like, here, Gump, and I've been training him since he was 14. He's mine. He's my bitch, right? He feeds me people because I'm a vampire. And I'm working on my next victim who's going to feed me people for the next 40 years of his life. So, I mean, in the penultimate,
I said I bought the movie.
She got it.
Because I didn't say I saw the movie, so.
That's your fault. When did you buy it?
I bought it last week.
All right, well, watch it. What do you want me to do? What do you want me to do? Not, because you bought it, don't say anything about it. Watch the movie.
Hey, you're supposed to tell me it's good and we keep it moving.
I told you it was good.
What's your reason for returning this movie? My boy spoiled the entire thing.
He spoiled the entire thing. Well, I'm not spoiling. Look, Jason, all you need to know is she's a boss. She runs the show.
Okay.
And that's it. That's all you need to know.
Let me go through mine real fast, and then we'll talk about the other thing I want to talk about. All right. My favorite 3 moments from this trilogy were when, let's see, when Lando was laughing in the Millennium Falcon after Wedge said, "Nice shot," or "Nice flying, Lando." That was one. Another one was when Luke and Yoda were hanging out on the crate. And my favorite moment of the entire trilogy was the scene where Han, Luke, and Leia talked about the good old days and how they can set up this new resistance to fight the First Order.
None of those moments happened.
Wait, none of that happened.
Oh, that seems weird though, because I mean, if I had a movie with Han, Luke, and Leia, I would have had a scene with all 3 of them. Are you sure it didn't happen?
See, what happened was we didn't assume that Luke would not be there.
Oh.
Yeah, we got nothing. So.
All right, I'm gonna stick with 2 then. All right, but let's talk about something that's actually good. Javon mentioned what Star Wars fans want, and with the season finale of The Mandalorian, I am here to say that The Mandalorian absolutely knows what Star Wars fans want. My goodness, tell him to do the magic hands thing, dude. I had to pause my PS4 because I was laughing so much and thinking, wow, you guys actually understand and get Star Wars. It can be funny, it can be sad, it can have good character development, surprise, and they can have good bad guys, and they can make you want more of it. Which is so
and the
weird.
fact that after the 7th episode, you actually cared when there was actually somebody we saw for 3 episodes, which probably was about 15 to 20 minutes, we'd had enough character developed to care that he actually died. You're like, oh, man.
Dude,
damn.
IG-11 had a better death than Han, Luke, and Leia in this trilogy.
God.
Damn, you're right.
Had a better death than freaking Finn, though. That's the terrible part about it.
Finn didn't die.
should have.
Or did he? Finn!
No one's yelling Finn.
Oh, right. Okay.
Ray, pow!
Yeah, Finn can't yell Finn.
No
Rose
one
could.
ever yelled Finn.
Rose could. Finn! I have to tell you something. And the people that we love. Rose, yeah. The forgotten character, part 3. But yeah, man, it was so much cool action. I really hope they do a series on Cara Dune because I think she's the best Star Wars character, female character since Jyn Erso and Kiara from Solo.
Jeff, that is very annoying. But I would actually want to see what happened. Why did she desert her?
No, she didn't desert. She didn't want any more parts of the war.
Okay.
They could just do something post Mandalorian where she's helping out Grief Karga and she's like doing bounty hunter stuff for him. I mean, she could be a real bounty hunter. I'm so on board with her.
I'm down for that movie.
Gina Carano she was perfect for that role, and she made Kara like a kicktail, like, oh shoot, I can see her beating dudes down and like grabbing a stormtrooper by its leg and like doing a twirl like an airplane spin and knocking out like 20 of them. And then
you know how you talk about what's the girl from Arrow?
Mia?
Not looking,
right.
Not looking part. I know.
Mia.
I look at Gina Carano. I'm like, I don't think I want no parts of her.
Absolutely.
All she has to do is punch one dude. I'm like, jump in.
Nope, I'm out of here. And yeah, they did her perfect. And I mean, dude, just having Carl Weathers in the show was like, oh, I'm so on board with it because they brought him on board. Then Giancarlo Esposito, and then have him as the main bad guy. Word, yeah, I'm all about this. And
yeah, that took me by surprise.
Yeah, dude, I'm just like everything that show did worked.
Yeah, I'm sure, like, is Gunnar being a big fan of Breaking Bad? I'm sure when you saw him, you're like, sold for season 2.
I was speechless. I had to pause for a second. I was like, yo, it's Gus.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm just.
Well, that's happening. I'm like,
it was
so you
crazy
got
how this was Star Wars, and the trilogy, the sequel trilogy, was also Star Wars, but one really felt like, hey, we understand Star Wars. The fan service, the ways to do fan service. It's not handing Chewie a medal at the end of the movie to be like, haha, look, we remembered. It's, hey, those are some of the same creatures that we saw in other movies. That's cool that they're in the background there. And these Jawas are some real scavenging bastards. That's funny. And it's just oh gosh. Like when they shot the Mandalorian off on that second episode, I was like, I am all on board with this show.
Right.
Man, the sequel trilogy would have had Rey wipe all the Jawas out and be like, huh, whew, okay, now what's next? So yeah,
sure.
fellas,
the Jawas would have walked off because she mind wiped them and told them to move on.
Right. Yes. So what do y'all think about Mandalorian? Because I could go on and on about how great this is, just like I could go on and on about how crappy the sequel trilogy was. Chief, what you think on it? My fault.
I'm other than Mandalorian. You know, too bad it's only 8 episodes.
Yeah.
You know, you definitely don't want nothing to happen to the little baby. I don't even know what race Yoda is. The Yoda's on, but
fun part.
You know, it's just it's good TV. I mean, you know, I didn't expect my man. I have spoken. I didn't expect him to die. So when he got when he got hit up, I was like, oh, okay.
You cared.
You know. Yeah. I like shows that people aren't safe on. So yeah, the Mandalorian. You know, you know, the robot died. You felt a certain way. It's just a really good show. So I'm looking forward to season 2. And like I said, season 1 didn't disappoint at all. So hopefully, you know, we'll find out what, you know, where he's from or why they want him so bad and things of that nature. And you know, that sword he had reminded me it was almost like a lightsaber itself that he cut himself out of.
Okay, guys, watch the Clone Wars. Clone Wars and Rebels explains that, and you're like, It doesn't. You don't need to know it because hey, they have more story to tell. Not you actually need to know though. Watch those to actually figure out what the hell that is. You watch those two shows. It's like, oh word. That I mean, it's actually a big reveal. Because Jeff is actually still watching it. I'm not going to tell you what it is, but it's like, oh shoot. I'm not going to leave any breadcrumbs because once he gets to that, he's really going to be like, oh, and it's So they did a good job even with that. So
like it's more of a teaser cameo thingy than anything. Honestly, I thought that was like, okay, that's what's up.
Mm-hmm.
What they're doing, like they know what they're doing.
Yeah. What'd you think about it, Gunner?
Look. I mean, they had me at the first episode. I was like, all right, the first 3 people were like, oh, it's boring. I'm like, no, it's not boring. It's boring like
World
Star
building.
Wars is boring at some places where you're like, okay, I know they're getting somewhere. There's some parts where I'm like, okay, whatever, because it's not action, but they're building it up. Got it. Dude. You're sitting here like, this show is, the climaxes of the last, 3 or 4 episodes were like, look, I'm here for this show. They've got the genuine connection to the actual source material is wonderful. I'm talking all the source material.
Mm-hmm.
Wonderful. You're seeing what the actual, the regular people were dealing with.
Mm-hmm.
Not just our heroes, not just our Jedis. You know what I mean? They barely mentioned the word Jedi in this movie. Or, excuse me, in this show.
Mm-hmm.
They were like sorcerers, right? You know what I mean? Like, they they didn't even really mention the word Jedi either. So,
very much like how after the Empire took over, it's like the Jedi are literally just a fictional bunch of sorcerers. It's like that connects. That even connects with the trilogy, the original trilogy more than anything in the sequel. It's like, that's a line they did mention. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, wow.
Really cool. I'm so down for this show. Like, this is they really built this up, and the center character is like, a Mandalorian. Now, in the 80s, you're sitting here like, okay, the main character is like the side character, but let's figure it out. And it's really cool. Like, just the way Favreau actually put this out there. Like, this was written by somebody that honestly cares about the series. Unlike, I don't know what those guys did in this last trilogy, but they didn't care. They just wanted to make something and be creative, I guess. I don't know what the hell. So they care about the fans, and they knew what they were doing, and this is good. And I really feel like this was like, okay, no one's liking this. Here's a palate cleanser for the fans, and they're doing a really good job with it. I prefer a movie.
Jay King, how about you?
I feel like with the BBC program, there's certain shows on BBC and London, UK-based TV, right, where they come into it like the Office. This was written. You can tell this was written in stock before they began filming. We had the story and the narrative, everything before we started filming. So we're telling a story. We're not winging it as we go along as the popularity of this thing increases and we get to a point where we're in a fork of the road where our popularity is exceeded, or even if our popularity hadn't exceeded, we just don't know where to go from here with it, right? Mm-hmm. That's not the case here. They wrote this first season at least because they knew where they were going with it. They wrote this first season because they were telling a story. And the story is consistent throughout. They didn't write it based on, okay, well, we're going to have zany adventures every week, like The Simpsons or something like that. They knew where they were going with this story. Now, where they go from there, we'll see if they have enough material to carry them through another series where they're telling a complete story. But I think that's where a lot of projects falter. And we can direct this right at the latest trilogy of Star Wars films, when you don't have a narrative or you don't have a story that you're telling consistently throughout this story, you're going to have what you have ahead of you with these new Star Wars movies. It's a mess. If they would have written this as a complete story and gone with it from there and put this to screen, if nothing else, even if the people don't like the story you're telling, at least it's a cohesive, consistent story. We don't have that with the Star Wars movies, but we have it with the latest incarnation of the Star Wars movies, but at least we have it with The Mandalorian. So, yeah.
Cool. Jace, you and I have talked about how great this is. You got anything else you want to add on it?
Honestly, this is what you get when you interview the person and they say, "Hey, here's what my vision is for this side story that will connect you to the bigger trilogy." And you listen, it has like 2 or 3 seasons plotted out. And you're like, "Yeah, I think we can do something with this. So, like, we're gonna put money behind this." And that's what you would want versus, "I got a couple ideas. You're a hot director, sure. We'll trust you with this multi-billion-dollar franchise." It just seems like he knew exactly what he was doing, and even though it's fan service, it's because it seems like he's actually a fan of the source material. Not, yeah, I'll play fast and loose with it. It's like, oh yeah, Han wouldn't care about. I mean, like, oh, Han will get blown up in 2 seconds and that'll be your tearjerker. Yeah, that'll be fun. Oh, I'll bring him back for the third movie. Then what the hell was the point of killing him in the first movie? It's like just. It's like you're gonna care about every one of these characters I introduce in the first season, and you'll want to see them next season, or you'll want to see them. Like, I remember how, Jeff, when you were talking about the Mandalorian, when you saw Nick Nolte's character, you're like, man, I hope he comes back, and he does. You're like, oh, and then he dies. You're like, whoosh, damn, you felt that, and none of this new trilogy. If Poe died, you'd be like, okay. Next man up. It's like we saw this big emotional moment with Rose's sister, except we never knew either of them. Oh, okay. It's like, oh, Kylo Ren, Rey, you're actually the granddaughter of Palpatine. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay. Oh, wait. Oh, C-3PO, you're dead. Oh, no, you're not. Oh, well, okay. Has anyone looked at this shit before we greenlight it? No? Okay.
No.
We just write checks. hope it makes $1 billion. So, but Mandalorian, this as much as I talk about DC Universe, Mandalorian made sure nobody's canceling their subscription to Disney Plus.
Absolutely. And next year we're going to get Falcon and the Winter Soldier, second season of Mandalorian, hopefully another, or I guess WandaVision too. So there's lots of stuff to look forward to. So I can't wait. We should do a 2020 preview next episode. But for now, we're going to wind this bad boy down. So I asked you guys before we started to come up with some resolutions for some people for 2020. Who wants to go first?
I'm just going to say easy one. Just stay off Twitter. No good comes from being on Twitter. I understand it once I mean, like, I know Javon said this last year, stay off social media, but honestly, when you're drunk or high, just stay off it. I mean, you can do it when you're perfectly sober, but after 12 o'clock, just put the phone down. That would be my suggestion to folks.
Okay. Mine is for DC and Warner Brothers to release the Zack Snyder cut of Justice League so we can finally see what's going on and see if that was a better movie like Batman vs. Superman Ultimate Edition.
Wow.
Yeah. I mean, the funny thing is, like, if we thought that J.J. Abrams made a good film, you'd be like, I would like to see what they did with the stuff they left on the director's
film. No, I'm perfectly fine. I'm good.
I know. I'm like, because I will defend the Ultimate Edition of Superman versus Batman. I'm like, seriously, just put 3 hours away, and you'll be like, I wouldn't hate this movie as much if I saw this version. I would like this story. I actually would have more. I would be more invested in the whole DC universe versus what I saw in the theaters.
Absolutely. So. Gunner, you got somebody? Some people?
Some resolutions?
Gunner? Okay. Chief, how about you?
Oh crap! I was muted. My bad.
Oh. All right, what you got?
What did I say? Oh, I need people to stop being janky, man. Like, listen, this Star Wars was crap. People shouldn't criticize other people for saying the Star Wars was crap. The end.
I'm with you. All right, Chief, how about you?
Stay out of the left lane if you want to do the speed limit. A friend of mine told me this the other day, and I think I shared this with a couple of people. If you don't need my advice, you don't need my help.
Yeah.
If you got old tweets that could be controversial, now's the time to go back and erase them.
You ain't lying. Scrub the whole account.
So, yeah. I think a lot of people, man, just need to go back and reread their stuff, man. It's not that type of day anymore. It's funny. Janoris Jacobs for the Giants, he called somebody a retard, and they cut him from the team. And I was just thinking, back when we were growing up, man, how freely we could use words, and how it's different now. Like you really, like, anything you say that could be, off kilter, even in the least bit, and now get you fired from your job. You just gotta, watch what you say. If you got anything, that you shouldn't have said on your personal account, time to go ahead and go back through it and take it up off.
Get rid of it before you get famous. Good deal.
Yeah.
J. King, what you got? J. King, can you hear me?
I'm here. I'm right here. I would have to say to Hollywood, stop remaking tired old properties. And if you're going to remake anything, dig deep. Dig into your bag of tricks. Go for those movies that, weren't widely known. Like, yeah, you could remake Who Framed Roger Rabbit, but it takes some stones to remake Bloodsport. It takes some stones to remake, I don't know. I mean, seriously. I mean, if you're going to do anything, remake Patrick Dempsey's Run and adapt it to today's time, right? Remake those movies that are forgotten. But
what about Soul Man?
What, Bernie Mac's Soul Man?
C. Thomas Howell.
Yeah, oh God!
Him in blackface. Like,
what you
maybe stay away from that one.
You could flip it. I mean, I'm not gonna say that it can't be done, but if, let's say, C. Thomas Howell's white character would all of a sudden say, "Now I'm Mexican or Native or Indian American," Hindi American. Well, okay. I mean, not to put the Mickey on them, but in today's times, I mean, being black and exemplary or Asian and exemplary doesn't mean anything anymore. You got to be a different kind of minority. You got to be like a disabled Native American or something like that, like you're applying for a government contract. I mean, it's doable, but you find your way.
How many tickets they would have, man? Oh, no.
Dude, I'm gonna be honest with you. The fact that they made Overboard with they remade Overboard.
Right.
If you've seen that movie, you know exactly what I'm talking about. That shouldn't have been made at all. Yeah, at all. I mean, if you're gonna keep remaking these movies, at least give us something different, like Gung Ho or something like that. You know, remake a Gung Ho. Anything is better than what you're giving us.
All right, well, fellas, that's it for 2019. 2020 is gonna be a lot of craziness, so get ready. I hope you all are ready for this next ride for the next 12 months. But fellas, thank you as always for rolling with me. It's been a blast doing it this year. Looking for bigger and better with our new co-host Barbie. So look for
Rolling with the homies.
Can you do this? All right. So thank y'all for listening. Thank y'all for rolling with me. This episode of Lyle's Movie Files.